great about that, other than trying to help people who are in a state of disease. Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. This is episode number 576, not 76. Nikki, thank you for pointing out my typo. I was working too quickly. Imagine if we were only on episode 76. I'll try during the show to figure out when episode 76 aired, or if somebody wants to figure out when episode 76 was, that would be 500 episodes ago. I just got done watching some great sports today, so I've been a real slug. So Noor's team got knocked out of their softball tournament early today. They played at 9, and by 10:30 their day was done. Their coaches were not happy and let the team know it. So we got home around 11:30, so I got to see Tottenham take on the Nottingham Forest, and then I got to watch your South Carolina Gamecocks defeat the Iowa Hawkeyes. Caitlin Clark sent to her defeat. What a career. What a season for South Carolina, and what an awesome coach Dawn Staley is. It was a lot of great basketball. If you like basketball, it was a really good game. Iowa opened up with a 12 or 13 point lead, and South Carolina ended up winning by about that much. So it was really a great day. Sorry it's so bright in here. I had to go get my hat because otherwise I wouldn't be able to see. But the sun is heading down. The sun was out, and then it was cold, and then it rained, and now the sun's back out. So there you go. I'll be here for the next hour trying to answer your immigration law-related questions. How's everybody doing? How's your weekend going? Let me know in the comments where you're watching from, who you are, what's going on in your neck of the woods. Nikki pointed out that this is episode 576, not 76. Hope is here. Gingutek is here from Central Virginia. Got Shake is giving us a big hi. FBI Love Sosa says Jim is the GOAT. I beg to differ. Dawn Staley is the GOAT. Her team went undefeated, 36-0. That's pretty impressive. Lindy says, what's up? Vishnu is here, wishing us all a happy Sunday from New York. Adrian's here. Carolyn's probably on the road somewhere. Minnesota, yeah, cold and rainy. Yeah, I was just talking to my son. It's cold and rainy. Babao is in Florida. We got Cameroon in the house. Jolly old London. And Phoenix is here. Hello, Phoenix. And Gonzalez. How's everybody doing? Let's start. Oh, Rocio's here, and Phoenix is giving up the big ups. Roger, if you want to ask me a question, you got to come in the waiting room. Let me go ahead and give you the link. There it is. Let's say hi to Phil. Hello, Phil. Phil, are you there? Rocio's bringing up food. I'm starving, Rocio. I got a couple more hours till Ramadan, so I hope your omelet was good. I don't know what a ramp omelet is, but that sounds good. And omelet was a clue in the New York Times crossword puzzle today. So no Phil. Let's see, Raul. What do you say, Raul?
Hi, Jim. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Fine.
You
me off camera?
You got your green card?
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you so much. Thank you for what you are doing. I'm just calling to say thank you so much for what you did. So first of all, like I say, I was the first winner for the morning view. So we got a conversation. You told me, hey, what immigration issue you have. I told you, hey, I submitted my case. I did submit for the proof of mere evidence. But I don't know what's going on. I'm waiting for that. He told me you can sue it after a year. So after a year, I called back. I said, if you will sue, they send the RFE, what's going to happen? But he told me You don't believe they're gonna send the RFE, they're gonna call you for the interview, so we can just go and sue them. You convince me, I did it. We submitted the lawsuit in November 16th. So the due date was like January 15th. They sent the interview notice on January 4th for the interview on January 24th.
Yeah, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So we show up after the interview. So I was all the time in contact with Pilar Martinez. So she always emailed me, she asked me what the interview was. I told her it was great, but nothing to worry about. Yeah, I asked her how long it take them to get a decision on the case. After 1 week, the officer called me to come back in and sign another paper. So I was scared. I don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
I emailed her, say, I don't know. The officer called me. We forgot to sign one paper. I can just come in and sign that paper. So I went there. I signed the paper. So I was thinking about it. Maybe they want to check my signature, like you always say. They verify that people's signature. So I don't worry. I signed all the paper. I'm the one I did. So I went in and signed it. After that, I was like 2 weeks. They didn't give me the decision. I emailed Pila again, say, how long they gonna take? She told me the officer, the U.S. Anthony told it, I give them until like March. So before March, it was February 27th. They approved I-130. They sent the RFP for R485 for the medical. But I submitted the medical before. The thing is, the problem they got with the medical was the surgeon he did the medical. He said the age not appropriate for hepatitis B, but normally I'm supposed to do hepatitis B, but I didn't do it. That's what I sent the RFU for. So I did it. I did it again. I sent it back. They received it in April 8th. So on on April 21st, she sent me an email. Said the case didn't approve. So I
March
received it.
March 21st. March 21st.
Yes,
Yeah.
March 21st. The case was approved on March 21st. So on April 5th, I received a green card. So I'm so happy. I don't even know what to say about it. I'm,
I'm very
I'm so
happy.
happy.
I'm very happy for
So
you. How long were you waiting before we sued them?
I was like 15 months.
And then once we sued them, how fast did you have your green card in your hand?
Went very fast. Like I say, we sued them. All the dependent received the lawsuit on November 16th. So they
Yeah.
were supposed to respond to that before January 16th. So,
Yeah.
but then they sent the interview notice
Yeah.
on January 4th.
Yeah.
So the interview was on January 24th. So like
Yeah. And which field office was it, Raul?
was Baltimore,
Baltimore.
Baltimore,
Great.
Baltimore.
Well, thanks for the call.
So
I'll tell Pilar yesterday that you came on the show and how happy you are. Thanks for coming on.
yeah, I'm so happy. I'm very happy, excited. I got that green card on my hand. I can't believe it.
See you, buddy.
See you. Thank you so much, dude.
Hi, buddy. Oh, I'm happy for you. Well, that was a great way to start the show, wasn't it? Raul's got his green card. Everybody's happy for him. That's good stuff. Glad that worked out, Raul. And Pilar is a great paralegal. And actually, I'll see her tomorrow. So I'll make sure to mention that you were the first caller of the day singing her praises. She's pretty great. Adrian is here. Hi, Adrian.
Hey, Jim. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great, man. A couple of weeks ago, I was on the show, and you had told me to build my case to send in RFE. I sent it in the other day, and they got my case back up and running. And it says, I remember last time you said that they were like one step away from approving the case.
Mhm.
Or making a decision rather, because they asked for evidence from like the date of the date of marriage, like to the present. So I did what you said, and I built my case and I sent it in, and it says on the thing that the case is back up and running, and it says we'll notify you when we make a decision or if we need something from you. Like, does that mean that they're really close to approving it?
I don't know. So it says cases actively being reviewed. Is that what it says now?
Yeah, and it says case is being actively reviewed again. And it says we'll notify you when we make a decision or when we need something from you. Does that mean that they've already like reviewed the I-485, or just the or is it just the I-130? I guess.
There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell. We just have to wait.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of cool because like everything about the case has been like really fast. But okay. I got one more question though. It's unrelated. I got a couple of friends that are in South Africa, and they want to come to the United States and work and all that kind of stuff. Like, what is the process for getting them here? Like, say on a B visa, or like what kind of work visa can you get for like South African citizens who would like to come here and
What do they do? What's their educational background?
Like high school and college, like community college probably.
So their best bet's going to be to try to come to the United States on an F1 visa and to get a bachelor's degree and then look for a job with that bachelor's degree. That's their best bet. Trying to get an American company to pay attention to them enough where they're willing to spend the money to sponsor them for a visa. It's going to be pretty hard remotely from South Africa. And as far as coming on a visit, that's not the purpose of a visit visa, and it's really hard to change your status from a visit to a work visa because of all the steps that are involved.
Okay. All right, that's good. I'll go ahead and tell my boss that wanted me to come on and ask you that. So I really appreciate the information.
Keep us posted about the other case, okay, Adrian? Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, thanks, Jim. Have a nice day.
All right. That's our old friend Adrian Osman is here. Osman, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, Jim.
Good.
I'm doing well. First of all, thank you for taking out time for us. It matters a lot. Hope you're having a good Ramadan. I'll be very quick. So I applied for EB2, like employer-based. Everything was going fine. I got my I-140 approved back in October. I sent in my documents for I-485 in December. I got an RFE in January, and when I say RFE, I mean the status on the website changed, that I'm going to be expecting a letter. My wife also got that same change on the website. She got the letter. I never got the letter. My lawyers didn't get a letter. I was seeing one of your previous videos, and you were saying that this is a common problem these days.
Not common, but it happens. Yeah.
Yeah. So what would be the way to go? What would be the options that I have right now?
Well,
what would you suggest?
What did they ask your wife for?
So we gave them a birth certificate that had translation on it. They said that you should give us a translated version of this.
Like it had English columns and Urdu columns, and they didn't like that. They want a straight abbreviation.
Yeah.
Is your birth certificate the same as hers?
Yes, correct.
So it's probably the same RFE, right?
Yeah. That was what I was expecting, and my lawyer was expecting the same thing. Yes.
So I would start calling. Did you go ahead and get them what they wanted for your wife's case and for you as well, or what are you doing?
Yes. So we gave them the RFE response for my wife, and the portal said that they have received it. My lawyer submitted a service request. I submitted a service request. She called them, I think, 3 times. I also called them a couple of times, but they said that they couldn't find the RFE, and they are sort of delaying the process. April 20 is my deadline, though. I have to get back to them on that. So I was wondering if there are any other options besides like going to the ombudsman or the congressman. I mean,
I got a target on my face. I would copy your wife's RFE. I would write a cover letter explaining everything that happened, how you guys both got RFEs issued on the same day, but neither you nor this is for your attorney to do. Neither you nor your attorney ever got a copy of the RFE. You're assuming you've made multiple service requests to get the copy of you got to write out everything you just said is really good. You just got to document it all. And then you need to say, and so all I can do, because you guys won't send me the RFE, is guess as to what you're asking. But given the fact that my wife and I have similar birth certificates, given the fact that you sent us an RFE on the same day, we are assuming that what you need in order to approve this case is a copy of my fully translated birth certificate. Here it is as Exhibit A. Please approve this case. That's what I would do.
Okay. And you're recommending I should do that before April 20th,
Sure,
right?
I do it tomorrow.
Okay. Okay. And what do you think about going to the ombudsman? Does that create any negative sentiment with the USCIS, or like how does
It
that work?
doesn't create negative sentiment, but it doesn't work either.
Okay.
They don't do anything. They don't get that granular on a case like that. The ombudsman's looking for like systemic problems in the whole process. The idea that they help that much on particular cases, it's very, very rare.
Okay.
In other words, you and your attorney are on your own. That's what I'm saying. So you got to fix it yourself.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I think I'll follow your lead. I'll do that.
Awesome.
And
thanks.
yeah.
See you, buddy. Ramadan
Thanks a lot.
Kareem. See you, bud. Bye. All right. Let's go to Anna. Anna, are you there?
Hello, yes, I am.
Hi.
Hi. I entered United States in January 2023 as a visitor, and then I married my husband. A few months later, he applied for I-130, I-485, and everything else. Now, my husband recently decided to withdraw my I-130 and sent a withdrawal letter to USCIS by mail. I have a question. If he accidentally sent the letter to a different office that's not the office for our state, what happens from there? Do they send it to the correct office? Do they throw the letter out? Do they send a letter back saying that he sent it to the wrong office?
Any of those things are possible. There's no way to predict what would happen with that. Why? So he doesn't want to participate in this case anymore?
Correct.
So what's your plan? I mean, what they do with that letter is sort of secondary to what's your plan?
I'm not sure.
I mean, you're not going to have any status once the I-130s. I mean, you don't have much status now, seeing as you came as a visit. So,
is there any way that he could reapply while I'm still in the United States?
Well, does he want to?
He's thinking about it.
Okay, so so now I think I understand a little more. So what you're saying is that it went to the wrong address, and now he's having second thoughts, and he might like to continue with the process.
Yes.
And right now, Annabelle, does the online portals and stuff still make it look like the case is still alive?
It does.
Well, and he hasn't received it back. He hasn't received it back in the mail, right?
Right.
And so do you know, like, usually you can tell where your case is being processed, or the case, like what address, how did he pick an address?
He went online.
Yeah, but I think you might benefit from the fact that he sent it to the wrong place. I think you might, in other words, I think the case might stay alive.
Okay. I really hope so. And
In
answer
to your other question, if he wants to reapply for you, if the case is deemed withdrawn, you guys could start all over and you wouldn't have to leave. Is he sort of like is he holding your green card sort of over your head?
Yes.
And is he abusive?
I don't want to talk about this live.
Okay. Well, if you want to just talk to me online and just talk to me on the phone tomorrow, if you want, I just want you to be safe. So if you want to call and talk to me about other options of, it sounds like he's sort of playing games with this. And if you think you might have a route where you don't need him and you can do it on your own. And I don't want you to, I want you to be safe more than anything. So if you want to just email me, I'll put my email on the bottom, and I won't charge you or anything. Just email me, and we'll see what options you have.
Thank you.
All right, there's the info right there. Just give me an email tonight, and I'll email you back.
Okay. I will email you.
Yeah, hang in there. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
See ya. All right. That was a little scary. Alejandra's here. Hello, Alejandra. How are you? You're on mute.
Hi. Hello. Hi.
Good to see you.
Yeah, me too. So I do have a little question regarding a friend. So she is down at J1, right? And she just got pregnant. And she, of course, her contract is for 3 years, and she's thinking about having the baby here in the States. So I don't know if actually what will be the right process for her to having the baby here without, I mean, she just want to have the baby here. So I don't know what is the safe route for her to actually do it.
She's in the United States right now,
Yes.
and she got pregnant in the United States,
Yes.
and she's got more than 10 months to stay.
Yes.
She's good. Just have the kid. I mean, just the one thing she needs to think about. This is one thing that international students or people on J1s always forget about is paying their medical bills. So if you have a kid in the United States and you go to the hospital and have that kid, you're going to have to pay those bills. Now, a lot of times, if you don't have the right health insurance, you can still negotiate with the hospital. So like let's say there's two women that have babies. Okay, one has insurance and one doesn't. So the one that, I don't know why the hospitals do this. Maybe Nurse Laura can chime in. I think it's really like a tax thing. But basically, what they do is, you've probably seen this on your own bill, Alejandra, where they bill you for $200 and then they only collect $25. Well, I think they get some kind of tax write-off for the difference. So because of health insurance, they'll cut the bill. But for people that don't have health insurance, sometimes they go after them for the whole amount. But she can have the baby. Just tell her to make sure that she satisfies all of her medical liens. They're called liens. They'll put liens on her to make sure she pays the bills. So she can call them up after. If her bill's $10,000, she can call them up and say, hey, would you guys take $1,000 to satisfy this $2,000 bill, right? And then she can, that way, if she ever applies for a visa again, right now, somehow they know when people don't pay their medical bills when they go to apply for a visit visa. So I don't want her to get in trouble for that. Other than that, the kid's going to be a U.S. citizen. So there's no real problem. Is there something specific you're worried about?
It's just that in this case, the first contract is for 3 years. Okay, so she's in her last right now.
Mm-hmm.
So she will have, if we just make count, she will have the baby on November, and she's planning to leave the country and don't make the extensions, the 2-year extension to have the 5-year program, and just go back with the baby maybe next year in June. So if she go back, of course, she's gonna pay. She just want to make sure that everything is right with the baby and her citizen and whatever. I mean, just the kid. So if she wants to reapply for the program again, and she don't supposed to have any problem with the baby, she just have to pay the bills, right? I mean, that is the main concern.
Yeah, pay the bills, and then of course before she leaves, I'd get that kid a U.S. passport.
Oh, okay. So in how is that process? Is because I don't even.
Yeah. So this is one of the great things that my wife is really good at. I don't really do a lot of it, but I do know that both parents have to be involved in the passport business because they want to make sure that she's not like leaving the country without the father's permission. So that can be tricky. Like I have to go when we renew my kids' passports. I have to go to the library with my wife. Like we all have to go. So that's probably what's going to happen with her.
Oh, okay, but yes, but any of the parents are from here. Doesn't matter.
The father's not from America?
No.
He's from overseas?
Yes.
Oh.
So that is the thing. They are under. She is the J1. The guy is not even here. but she's planning to bring him at some point with J2, right? So I don't
That'll
know.
be. I mean, we don't do passports. That's not that. I don't really know how that all works. I think it's going to be a little tricky.
Yeah, that's why.
Getting the passport for the kid, but she should do it anyway. That kid's a U.S. citizen.
Okay.
Make sure that she gets the birth certificate. She wants to keep all that stuff in a really safe place because 21 years from now, that kid is going to have to prove they're a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, right. Okay. All right. So I think that's still all information that I need.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. That was Alejandra. How's everybody doing? A lot of comments. Shane's here. Hi, Shane.
Hi, how's it going, Jim?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Yeah, good. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
Yeah, what it is, I recently had my green card interview in Sydney, Australia, and they issued a request for more evidence because we only had a photocopy of the original divorce document, and they wanted it's a Swedish divorce document, and they wanted it to have like a special stamp on from Sweden.
Yeah.
I have given them that. I know I'm probably being impatient. It was over 2 weeks ago. But we did get a notice of intent to deny on the I-130 because of that document, because it had a different name for the ex-husband, because he uses a different name in Sweden. He uses his middle name instead of his first name. And it was like a lot of back and forth. It was just really complicated. I'm just a bit concerned that they might bring that up again. I was just wondering.
They have brought it up again. Wait, so what's the status of the case right now? Noid pending or something else?
He just said if you get me the original document, it should be okay. Were his words.
Well, and how much time do you have?
Well, I had the interview on the 12th of March. I submitted the document on the 22nd, but there's just no way of getting in touch with them. You just get like a automated email saying they'll reply to you within 10 to 15 days.
You're talking about the embassy now or USCIS?
Sydney embassy, sorry.
Okay. And so did you get them the document that they wanted, the original?
Yeah, I'm just concerned that because it's got his Swedish name on, his middle name, instead of his first name, it might open up the door again to all this complication that we had before on the intent to deny on the I-130.
I see.
Or do you think they'll see past that?
Oh, so you guys went through all this before with USCIS and now it's popped up again?
It didn't pop up again. It's just because we gave him a photocopy instead of the stamped document because we couldn't find it last minute. So he just said he wants the stamped document.
I gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So walk me through. So my name is James Oliver Hacking. Okay. That's my full name, James Oliver Hacking. So what would my divorce decree say under this copy you have?
It would say your middle name and then your surname.
Oliver Hacking?
Yeah.
Forget the James?
Yeah, the James isn't on there for some reason.
That's a little sketch.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't think it was going to go through on the when we replied to the intent to deny. We hired like a family lawyer in Sweden, one in America to explain it all. It was really complicated, but they let it through.
Oh, then I think that issue's over. I think you're okay. I think you're I think like you said, you're just being a little impatient.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. It's been very stressful. So I just keep thinking about it. But I have got one more question, if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it.
We've got 4 children in our household, and once I get the visa on my passport, would I be able to go there on my own first to try and set some things up, or do we have to go there together? Do we have to enter the States together?
Well, tell me what your plan is, and I'll tell you if it's okay. So, what you think you would come? And
we want to come and just buy a house and just get it renovated, ready for my family to live in. Just try and get things set up, like get a car and stuff. There's 6 of us at the end of the day, so just turning up is going to be expensive and complicated with the hotels and stuff.
It'll be tricky because where's your spouse? Is your spouse in Australia as well?
Yeah.
When was the last time your spouse was in? Can your spouse not go to America by themselves and do all that?
It's just complicated with the children and with the custody arrangements with the 3 children from a previous marriage.
Right.
So yeah, it's just a bit
So
complicated.
here's the problem. So if one comes without the kids, then you're going to have to pay the Ellis fee for. I mean, it's all going to what it's all going to depend on, Shane, is
Yeah.
how much time the visa has, because the length of the visa, the length you'll have to actually enter, will
Yeah.
be limited by how recent the medical exams are.
That's the thing as well, because the timing, we've been waiting for this to come through, and then we're waiting for her ex-husband's visa to come through. The timing's not really working out, so I was hoping that I could just go over there just to activate it, so I don't go outside of that 6 months.
Would you
But then,
stay?
I'd stay for a couple of weeks, maybe 3 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, but obviously I want to come back to my family.
Right.
So
Did you do this case by yourself or with a lawyer?
So we had 2 lawyers. It's been a nightmare, to be honest with you. I wish I just went with someone like you. You know, anybody who's sitting there.
That's not why I was asking. The reason I was asking was because, are you going to have your green card delivered to their office or to you? That's why I asked.
They're delivering my passport with the stamp in it, and then they said when I enter, they post the green card. They're going to post it to my wife's parents' house, which is in Michigan. But we're looking at living down south in possibly Texas.
Yeah, that's okay. So ideally, you would all come together. That's from an immigration standpoint, the least big of headaches. But if you have a reliable place where we think the green card's going, I'm generally okay with your plan. I'm generally okay. I'd rather you not do it, but I can live with it.
It would just be a question of, if I get pulled to one side when I come in, they might ask me what I'm doing on my own and just explain the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they won't just be like.
All going to come down to that visa. How much time you have on that visa. That's what's all going to come down to.
Oh, okay. So if it's within the 6 months, it shouldn't be an issue, basically.
I don't think so. No, you'll be fine with it. What I'm saying is, will you have enough time, Shane, to go to the United States, get settled, buy your house in Texas, get everything set up for the kids, and go back to Australia and bring them back all before the visa expires? That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, so I have to do all that within the 6 months. We all have to be there within the 6 months.
Right.
Oh, okay. So even if I go there,
they'll probably have the same deadlines you have on their visa.
They're all American citizens.
Oh.
Yeah, they're all American citizens.
They can do what they want. So you're the only one. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it's complicated. It's complicated.
You do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. I just thought because I'm not with them, they might say, "Hang on, what's going on here? Where's your family?" kind of thing. I just know they can be very strict, but that's fine.
They'll be. I mean, conceivably that could happen, but generally they're used to the foreign national coming by themselves. You're thinking that the person at the border is going to be digging into your whole history. It could happen, but it's unlikely.
Okay, that's great news. Thank you very much.
Bye, Shane. See you, buddy.
Have a good one. Thanks.
Yep. Rocio, people come all the time without their U.S. citizen spouse. All the time, they come without the U.S. citizen spouse. There's no requirement that most of the time the U.S. citizen's in the United States. If the U.S. citizen's overseas, I think he's going to do a fine job explaining it. I'm not worried about this. All right, but thanks for the contributions. Rocio's been keeping me straight the last few days. Farah's here. Hello, Farah. Hello, you're on mute.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good. I've been keeping up with your show. Thank you so much for picking up my call.
Sure. What's up?
Jim, I have I'm currently working on my mom's paperwork, and I just need some advice on it. So pretty much this is the outline. So February 2021, I put in the I-130. So that was our priority date. It took a while to hear back from them. August 2023, they said that they needed a DNA test. So we had that done, and my mom is in Nigeria, by the way. And we had that done. That got before we were able to send them the approval, the USCIS approved the I-130. So I got that in December 2023, and NBC, they sent the records to them January 2nd, 2024, and I've been able to pay for it. I'm just in the process of filing it. Right now, the only concern that I have is that I'm currently not working. However, my husband is working. And so between us, I'm able to use the fill out a form I-864, and he fills out an I-864A as a household member, right? Because we're underneath the same taxes as joint married. Am I understanding that correctly?
You are.
Okay. And also, in addition to that, I haven't worked for the last many years. However, my mom, as I'm filling out the DS-260, they were asking a lot of questions. She had a deportation from an European country over 10 years ago, and
Okay.
it was in removal proceedings, and so she's a little worried that they might give us some pushback with it. What do you think?
Why'd she get deported?
I believe that she initially came into the country hoping to get her stay, and I think she came on a visitor visa, overstayed, and just never left. So that was pretty much how she ended up getting deported from the European country.
What country was it?
United Kingdom, sir.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, if there's any country that would share that information with the United States, it's the UK. So I mean, there's no legal basis to keep her out. Has she ever applied for a visit visa to the United States?
She did. She applied for a visit visa, I think in 2016 or 2015 or so. It got approved, and she came in twice. Okay. She came in 2017, and then she came in the following year as well in 2018. Pretty much within that same span, because we had some family obligations that she was kind of here for, since she had family here. So, but she ended up she did not overstay, but she cut it really close, so maybe like 170 something days or so.
That's okay. Was that after she got deported?
Yes, sir. That was after she got deported. So deportation happened in 2012, 2010, and she came here. This was all in she came in to the States with the visa in 2017, 2018.
So I feel good about this because if there was any prejudice they were going to impose on her for having been deported from the UK, I think it would have popped up much more likely in a visit visa application than in a mother of a U.S. citizen application. So I think you're going to be fine.
Okay. One other question that I had is that there was a question, I believe, when I was filling out the DS-260 that asked if her visa was ever denied, revoked, or canceled. When she went in for renewal of visa before I became a U.S. citizen, so I could apply for her, the officer, the agent, took her passport with her expired visa and stamped it with a cancel without prejudice. So what does that mean? Do I answer yes to that question?
I would.
Okay. All right. Thank you on that one.
It doesn't mean anything, but if you quote unquote lie about it and say no, that's what we don't want. So I don't think it's a big deal.
Okay. No, I have one more set of questions, if that's okay, Mr. Jim.
Go for it.
Okay, so Mr. Jim, I had a close friend. She had a marriage many years ago, and it was kind of on the basis of a friend helping a friend out. But the USCIS, they caught it where they said, okay, this clearly does not look right. You guys don't know. They did poorly on the exam. Let's just say that, at the interview. That's what I mean. So yeah. And they were separated. So ultimately, it got denied. Yeah. So years later, about I think maybe 10 or so years later, she met her now husband. She applied for she applied again for the green card, I-1485, I-130, and on the interview, the officer, the agent who was helping them out, said, "Hey, to this question about the misrepresentation, we don't believe you because you were previously denied, and it was like you were previously denied and you were previously married." So she got really scared, even though she had a child with her current husband, and they kind of went in together. So ultimately speaking, he advised her to go ahead and change that answer. So she changed it. She got really scared, so that we didn't hear anything from them for a long time, and it took them, I want to say, 8 to 10 months, but they ultimately approved it. So she's up for not renewal, because there was no removal of conditions of 751. There was just because she was married for over 2 years. She wanted her husband. She stayed with her husband because she wanted the case to seem more credible. So hence why she applied after, I think, at 4 years or so married. So now my question is, she has her 10-year green card, and she's asking, is it okay if she applies for her citizenship, and are they going to go probing back in? Is that going to be a concern?
So here's what I would say about that business. Number one, I'm shocked she got the 10-year green card. Number two, she should have done a Freedom of Information Act request to get the old file before she filed for the green card based on marriage number two. She should definitely get a complete copy of her file before she files for the N400.
Okay.
Because we don't know what's in there. And that officer may have made a mistake. If she admitted to making a misrepresentation, that officer might not have been supposed to have given her the green card. And so now, I say this sometimes not to freak people out, but it's actually true. The last chance they have to deport you is when you apply for citizenship. So sometimes you have to think defensively. It might not be in her best interest. I don't know why I host this show. I should just have Rocio host this show. But sometimes it's in your best interest to not apply for citizenship. I want to look over that. I mean, and if she goes ahead and does the FOIA, it's called a G639. If she goes ahead and does it and then sends it to me, I love to see notes of fraud and notes of, I love to see whatever I can get out of a FOIA. So if she does, it's going to take 3 or 4 or 6 months, right? But she should hold off on applying for citizenship. She should do the whole FOIA. And then if she wants, she can send it to me. And I'll tell her what I think, whether she should apply for citizenship or just kick it and just be happy with the green card.
Okay. So once we have the FOIA, sir, which email should we be sending that to?
Info app.
Okay. All right.
Thanks, Sarah.
Okay.
See ya.
Right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Rocio, I didn't mean that at all. That's not what I meant. I might have come off a little crabby because I'm fasting. No, I love having you here, and I love your contributions. I really meant that you kept me honest yesterday. I was off base, and sometimes I miss things. But I think your advice, here it is. She said it before I did. Be happy with a 10-year green card. I think that's a real argument. So don't stay silent. I love you, Rocio. I love your contributions to the group. I didn't mean anything like that at all. But yeah, Phoenix is right. See, people have been watching the show now. They know there are some cases where you should just never apply for citizenship. One of those is oftentimes, sadly, because people voted, right? Voting is one of those situations where you might not ever. Oh, maybe I can have my own eclipse right now. Let's see. Can I do the eclipse? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. I'm having my own eclipse. How's that, Vadim? Is that good? Oh, and Rocio's got the chancla ready. All right. That's a good topic for roll call. How's everyone gonna pay attention to the eclipse? You're gonna go out on the south portico like Trump and look up into the sun? Or do you have a box to look at? I think in North schools they have the glasses. Last time we had an eclipse here in our neck of the woods, we all drove to my kids' baseball field. And even if you don't have glasses, it's still cool to go out. You don't have to look up at the sun. It's still pretty cool to see what's happening, just the darkness. It's pretty neat. So if you can, and you're in North America, try and check it out. Oh, Donna's here. Okay, now we can all take a deep breath. We missed Donna yesterday, and now she's here. Big up to Donna. I think Ryan was here. Is Ryan here? No, I haven't seen Ryan yet. Have I? I don't think so. But Donna's here, so that's good. Yeah. I mean, Nurse Laura, you're the nurse, but I mean, I think there's ways to experience the eclipse without actually looking at the eclipse. Yeah, that was the one, 2017. I think that was the one that we saw because it was pretty darn cool. I'm going to go talk to Jan. Jan, are you there?
Hello, Jim. Thank you for choosing me. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I just got the green card under the AB3 for 1 year. For 1 month. Sorry. So I have a contract with my sponsor 1 year, and I already complete over 1 year for them. In the work environment, it's still very, very, very lifting. It means very, and I met the accident at the work. So I just visited doctor to check about I have the bend in my elbow. So sometimes I cannot lift my arm over my head, and very difficult to to do wrapping the whole thing in the object, something like that. So I think I need rest some month for treatment and recover. So I heard someone told me that I should not leave before 6 months from getting the green card, right? So, but actually, my health cannot adapt it anymore. So I wonder if I can leave my job now.
Well, here's what I'll say. I don't understand the contract exactly. So you're saying the contract said that you had to stay 1 year after you got your green card, or you had
No, I had to work for them only 1 year,
a total of 1 year?
and I only finished over 1 year because I'm waiting for my green card.
I don't know, man. I'd be surprised if an employer would say that you have to work here for a year. I would be much more. I would look at that contract very carefully. Okay, I would look at that contract very carefully to make sure that your understanding is right. Usually, it's 1 year after you get the green card, but I trust you. Okay, now.
Can I read the contract for you?
Well, I can't talk about contract. I can't
contract
unless the contract's from Missouri or Illinois. I can't talk about it because I'm not licensed in other states.
Okay.
But
so,
putting that to the side, if you're injured and you can't do your job, now, do you have a workers' compensation lawyer? Do you have a lawyer to get paid for the injury?
I just visited the hospital to check that.
Yeah. Jan, why don't you email me your contract and email me your contact information, and I'll try to help you find a lawyer for the accident, and then I can maybe help you with the contract a little bit just to make sure. But generally, if you can't do the job, you don't have to stay just because you got a green card. If the contract says you have to stay, that's one thing. But there's things you can do to protect yourself. I don't think you have to stay there.
Okay, thank you, Jim.
Yeah, so email that to me and I'll email you back, okay?
Okay, thank you. I will do that. Thank you so
bye,
much.
buddy. See ya. All right. Donna's holding forth as she always does in the comments. Yeah, Laura's right. Just look at the shadows and stuff. You don't have to look up at the thing itself. Oh yeah, Donna's all over TV down there. Let's go to Raquel. Hello, Raquel.
Hello, can you hear me?
I got you. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm good, except the sun's driving me crazy.
Oh, yeah. Well, so my case is currently I'm in a F1 status, and I have my employer. We've been doing the process for the adjustment of status. I mean, for the green card. And I recently, actually a couple weeks ago, I received a notice that I already did biometrics, all that stuff, Department of Labor, all those steps. So a couple weeks ago, I received a notice saying that my I-485J was approved. So what does it mean exactly after that is approved? Do I have to keep going to school, or is there what usually is the case?
When did you come to the United States?
I came 7 years ago. At first as a tourist, and then I did the change for student. And yeah, we started this process in November 2020. So
what employment-based category? EB3?
Yeah.
And what's the job?
File clerk.
File clerk. And so you made it through the prevailing wage. You made it through perm. The I-140 has been approved.
Yeah.
And when did you file the 485? What's the priority date? I'm sorry. What's the priority date for the 485?
It's April 2021.
So is that current? Let me see. I don't know if it's current or not. Let's see.
Yeah.
So action April 2021 EB3. Yeah, they're up to November of 22.
Actually, sorry. I think mine is other workers. Yeah.
Oh, other workers. Oh, right, because you're not relying on the degree. So that's October of 20. So I don't know. Have you been following the visa bulletin? Has that been moving at all? I just don't know because I don't follow that.
Yeah, it's been moving slowly, but the last couple of months it moved. But what does it mean, this I-40 485J mean? Like, I thought that
It doesn't
after.
mean anything. It just means that they accepted your substitute employer.
uh, oh, but my case is the same employer, so I don't know why they.
It might have just been an error, but it doesn't matter because the final action date is still 7 months away at least, right? And unless it jumps more than that. So so you're telling me you're trying to go from an F1.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a question. So I had a case like this, and where my guy got hung up was they were concerned. We won this case. It was in Fairfax or Baltimore, one or the other. It was Fairfax, and they were concerned that my man had been on an F1 for so long, but hadn't made progress towards a degree.
Oh, okay.
So tell me about that. Did you make progress towards a degree?
Oh yeah, I got already one degree, and
What kind?
it was like an associate degree, and then I
Okay.
got my permit, work permit, and then I had to go back to school, because I'm still waiting, and I'm currently pursuing another similar, like a kind of like an
You see that's when you get in trouble. They don't like it when people just hang around on associate's degrees.
Oh, okay.
I think you're going to have a fight on your hands when if you get an interview. Maybe not. My guy was. I mean, you at least have gotten an associate's degree and are on your way to another one. I mean, I'd rather it be a bachelor's, right?
Yeah.
But if just getting an associate's degree, you're further along than my guy, and we still won. Like he had gotten an English proficiency certificate, and that was it. And he had been here like 9 years, so they were really, and he had like bounced around from school to school. They were all pissed. So I think you've gone further than that, but I also think, I mean, hopefully you won't have an interview at all. Hopefully they'll just approve it when your priority date becomes current. But yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Thanks for coming.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. GG. All right. Question for Jim. Hello. Question to Jim. Hello. Are you there?
Yeah. Hello, Mr. Jim.
Hello, Mr. Question. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Question. I'm fine, sir. I called you earlier. It's regarding the what is it called? Adjustment of status. And
Okay.
I was wondering, how many days do we have to wait? Is it 90 days or 60 days and time period? Because you told me 60 days the last time we spoke, but some other stuff I saw online says 90 days. I'm confused about the 60, 90 days.
90 days of State Department rule. All you need for USCIS is 60 days.
Okay, correct. So
60 days from the date of, don't get married. Wait at least 60 days to get married from the date of entry.
No, I've already been married. My I-130 is approved, so we're just waiting to do
so you have an approved I-130, and now you're here on a visit, and you're going to file for a 485?
Exactly.
My favorite kind of case. Now, let me ask you this. What was the stated purpose of your visit?
Yes, when I came, my intention was to come for a visit for 3 weeks. And upon arriving here, 2 or 3 days after arriving, my I-130 was approved.
Ah, perfect. So you got a great explanation as to why you decided to just do it all here. What if you were to wait, what embassy would you have your interview at?
It will be in Stockholm, Sweden.
Oh, okay. So not a terrible embassy as far as being slow, but yeah, I think that's a totally sensible approach. If you wait the 60 days after, I mean, I wouldn't even do it on day 61. I would wait like 70 days and do it right in there.
70 days. All right. So,
all right.
So, okay. Thank you very much, Jim.
Yeah. Good luck.
Appreciate it.
That's my favorite case with the embassies taking so darn long. I love it when the I-130 comes in and you happen to be here and you can just go ahead and apply. All right. Stephen is here. Stephen, are you there?
Hey, sir.
Hello, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Do you remember me from yesterday? I had contacted you on the show.
Military guy with the girlfriend in the Philippines.
Right, right. So I did so after what you told me, I remembered it and then I wrote it down. I did some more researching that Margaret Stock lady, you told me to get in contact with her. She's kind of it's kind of hard to get in contact with her. I mean, she got her whole like thing going on. I did like set up a appointment with her consultation to like I guess I have to work.
It is the weekend, Stephen. I don't know that she's working on Saturday and Sunday, and she's also in Alaska, so her time zones are weird.
Yeah, I'll be patient in that. Like I'll try to work up the I have to like talk to her associates I think to get to her, but I'm gonna work on that as well as I've done some asking around at least on the military side, and then they told me that I should speak to I believe it's called the Army General something, uh, but I'm gonna do my research on that. But I wanted to ask, so I had mentioned the K1 fiance visa to you in regards to me doing the thing with my girlfriend.
Yep.
Do you remember my situation? Like, I'm not going to be here in the States for much longer, and then I'm going to be going to Germany and working with those German marriage laws. So my question is, if I were to start the fiance visa now that I'm still in the States, because you know how that process works, it takes a while, up to like 6, 12 months even. If I were to start that process and then let's say like I get, my NATO orders and they send me overseas, what happens? Like if I just leave in the middle of the process, what happens to the visa? Right? Because I'm switching locations completely.
Okay, but do you have a U.S. base of operations, like a place where you live when you're here?
Yes, I'm on base right now here in the States.
I know, but
And
is that a reliable place that you can use as your address? I guess is my question.
yes, I do have a current mailing address and all that here.
So
I guess
can it stay your address for the next 2 years? I guess otherwise, is there a parent's address or something you could use?
a parent's address?
Yeah, is there somebody that you trust whose address you can use? Otherwise, if you have a lawyer, you can do it like that. Just because you're not in the United States doesn't mean your fiance case is over. I just mean like an actual physical address that we can point your case towards. That's what we need.
Really? Because I thought it had to be where I'm residing.
No. You can have an official address, especially for people in the military. There's no way we have to put that you're in Germany or wherever. We have an American address. We want this case pointed to America. We want her coming to America.
Really?
My idea with the fiance case is that we get this fiance case is going to take 1.5 years. Who knows where you're going to be stationed then? Maybe I don't know, but 1.5 years from now, things might be different. And what my thought is, and plus Philippines, that's 2 years. So 2 years, get her here to the United States. Then you figure out some way to get back to the United States. You marry her in the United States and you file for a green card. That's my plan. That was my plan for you.
So if I did the fiance visa and I'm not here in the States, but I have family here and I'm stationed overseas, she would come to the United States and be here as a permanent resident?
She would come to the United States. They would come to the United States. You'd get married here in the United States, and then you'd apply for a green card.
Okay, because I understand how that works is she would be here in the States and then she'd have 90 days to be married to me.
You'd have to figure out a way to get back. For this plan to work, you have to come back to the United States.
Really? Okay, and then let's say like this is another question I have.
Yeah.
When I do get married to her, and then we would obviously at that point she would be a permanent resident and then it would be working towards getting her green card. After I marry her,
hold on. You're confusing concepts. The green card is permanent resident, so she'd be applying to be a permanent resident. Just by marrying you, she doesn't become a permanent resident. You have to file for permanent residence. So she would stay here in the United States, hopefully at that address with your family or whatever. And then that would take another 7, 8, 9 months for her to get her lawful permanent residence.
Okay, so after I marry her, is she allowed to stay in the States or does she have to go back?
No, you're gonna get married. You're gonna file for her green card, and she can stay for as long as that case takes to be resolved.
Really? Okay, and then while the case is happening, let's say I marry her, is she allowed to go back to the Philippines?
Well, once she comes and gets so let's say 2 years from now, the fiance case is over. She comes to the United States. You figure out some way to get leave to come back to the United States. You get married. Before you leave, Stephen, we or you would file the green card case for her. And once she files that green card case, she's sort of stuck here until she gets what's called advanced parole. Now, right now, advanced parole is taking 7, 8, 9 months, and she'd be stuck in the United States for that time. But they're charging now more for advanced parole, and they're saying it's going to be faster. So we'll have to see then. But she could get permission to leave while the green card case is pending. But generally, I would want her to stay.
Really? So, because that's just the thing. Because I'd like her to be with me, you know. Because I'm going to be stationed in Germany, and I can take leave and I can come see her. But then I'm just going to have to go right back to Germany.
Yeah.
So there's no way.
I understand. But then she's in the United States waiting, and that's better than waiting in the Philippines, I think. Maybe not.
So I was just asking that question in terms of like if I could do the fiance visa and she could come be with me in Germany, or is that going to have to be something I would have to do in Germany and find out if it's even possible?
I think, yeah. I don't know that plan's going to work because I don't know if Germany would let her in. I don't know anything about that. I think that maybe what you could do is do everything I said: fiance visa, get married in the United States, apply for the green card, and then try to expedite it because she's married to a military person, because there's special rules to expedite that stuff. But I don't think they're going to let a Filipino national without even lawful permanent residence come hang out on a military base. I just don't know.
Well, at that point, like when I'm in Germany, at that point, it's a matter of just like if I do take leave, like I was saying before, like yesterday, if I do take leave, I do go there, I get married, I come back, I submit at least to the German consulate or whatever, I submit to them my marriage certificate, and then that would be a matter of getting her into Germany.
I think there's lots of moving parts, and you just got to do the next right thing. I don't think the marriage route's going to work for you because you can't get to the Philippines anytime soon to marry her. You've seen her face to face last December, so that means you have the requisites that you need to get her out of the Philippines. That's the biggest piece, and then how do we get her to Germany? That's later, but I think you do that once she's here and you're married.
Yeah, because I don't know if my family will let her stay with them for that long. You know, that's just a big thing. That's a big ask for me.
I understand. Thanks, Steven. I got to go, man.
All right.
See you, buddy.
Well, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. Robert gets in right under the wire to say hello. He's been having fun with his 2-year-old, and isn't that what it's all about? So tomorrow we'll be back. Let's see what time tomorrow. Tomorrow is April 8th, the second last day of Ramadan. Tomorrow, noon central, people. So we'll have an early show tomorrow, noon central, and then we'll do one tomorrow, Tuesday, and then probably late Wednesday I'll do a show, and then I'll take a break for Eid. Have a great night, everybody. Thanks for joining me. It was nice being here with all of you. It gets me through my fast a little bit further. All right, it's 6 o'clock, so I got about an hour and a half. Thanks, everybody. See ya.